Hello, I'm Sheen Levine of Columbia University, and I'm the only thing that stands between you and lunch. When isolation brings success, or the hazards of interaction. People interact all the time. But how does interaction affect your skills, your performance, your success? When students communicate in the classroom, they learn new things, but do they learn true things? When coworkers share knowledge, do they learn knowledge that's valid? When you go to a conference, do you learn things that improve your skills? What I'll show you today is that when you come back from a cocktail party or a symposium, on average, your skills have deteriorated. Interaction harmed your performance. And of course, there are many people that would disagree with me. John Stuart Mill is one of them. And he said it's hardly possible to overrate the value of placing human beings in contact with persons dissimilar to themselves and with modes of thought and action that are unlike their own. And this is echoed by a participant in a prestigious executive MBA program that says the classmates share all their real-life experiences and management problems. We can learn from each other. So this is certainly a very popular notion that we learn by sharing. But if this is the case, why is it that this man, perhaps the most successful investor of our time, lives so far away from his natural habitat, Wall Street? Why does he live in Omaha? And this question was presented to him, and that's his answer. In some places, it's easy to lose perspective, but I think it's very easy to keep perspective in a place like Omaha. It's very easy to think clearly here because you're undisturbed by irrelevant factors and noise. And a person who's very successful in a completely different domain attributes his success precisely to his isolation. Designer Felix Starr. And this is what he writes. I never read any magazines or watch TV, nor do I go to cocktail parties, dinners, or anything like that. I live alone mostly in the middle of nowhere. And that's why I'm successful. Now, why would that be the case? And what we do in this research project is we identify the mechanism by which interaction can harm performance. And it starts with the fact that, I don't have slides. It starts with the fact that most people are overconfident. Overconfident is perhaps the most robust finding in the psychology of judgment. The kitten looks in the mirror and sees a tiger. Now, interestingly, overconfidence follows a predictable pattern. On the y-axis, you see people's performance. Here is the quartile of their performance. The red curve shows you their true skill, and not surprisingly, it rises from left to right. The blue line is their self-perceived skill. Even when we pay them to report their skills honestly, or we embarrass them if we're wrong, they honestly believe that this represents their skill. And there are two important observations here. One, the worst performers think they're doing pretty good. And the top performers don't realize how well they perform. They underestimate their distinction compared to the rest of the population. Now, incidentally, notice there is absolutely no correlation between the blue line and the red line. People have no sense of how well they perform, or how poorly they perform. And this leads to a paradox of interaction and performance. Stupid people usually don't walk around wearing this shirt. They don't. They honestly think that they're doing pretty well. And what happens is that because they misjudge their skill and they misjudge where they stand compared to other people, they're unaware of their poor performance. So they walk around professing their beliefs and practices which are wrong. But who would listen to a stupid person? I would, assuming that I'm high performance, because high performers are unaware of their distinction, and therefore they are willing to take other people at their word, which leads them to deteriorate in their performance. Now, let me show you our results from one of our computational experiments. This is average skill in the population, and this is variance, or the distribution of skill. And we systematically varied group size from 2 to 500 people. Look at the average, and look at the variance. When people interact with just a few others, their performance is not affected. This average performance is not different in the 2, 5, 10, or 500 people group. Interacting with more people does not lead to better performance on average. What it does lead is to equalization or leveling of performance. The distribution of skill here is much greater than the distribution of skill here. So if you interact with people, you will not become better, you will just become average. Thank you very much.